right, guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to kick things off here talking about a big shakeup here at Xbox as a key marketing executive is leaving Xbox going over to Roblox. Before we get into this and all the other news that happened yesterday, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do like daily gaming news, and check out my Spotify. Link is in the description. So one of the major gripes you'll have with Xbox is the marketing. They think they don't market their games enough. Sometimes people are wondering why we haven't seen anything for games just before they were about to release. There was a huge thing with Hellblade 2 before that came out where people were concerned about the marketing of that game. Now, to be fair, they actually did have a pretty lengthy and good marketing campaign for Hellblade 2. There was lots of stuff everywhere that people were being notified about this game coming out, but some people thought they just started too late. And it's kind of a theme with Xbox games is people are wondering where the marketing is compared to, for example, PlayStation and how they market their games. So there have been a lot of fans of Xbox wanting some changes in the marketing department, and it looks like it could be coming here in a big way. Now, I don't know if this is going to affect everybody within that department and under it and more changes, but obviously they will be looking for somebody new to take over for this role. But another key Xbox executive is leaving, and that is the Xbox Chief Marketing Officer, Jarrett West. It says Xbox Chief Marketing Officer Jarrett West is leaving Microsoft to join Roblox as its new CMO and head of market expansion. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer confirmed the move in an internal memo to Xbox employees today, so yesterday, which was obtained by The Verge. And Jarrett West previously had spent 8 years at Microsoft with Xbox marketing before departing in 2011 and then eventually spending years at Netflix as the head of marketing there. And then they returned to Xbox in late 2019, leading the marketing for the launch of the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. So, and now he's going over to Roblox, and the marketing team that he is responsible for there develops the marketing plans for games, hardware, and Xbox Game Pass. Now, to be fair, I mean, it hasn't all been bad. They've had some good campaigns. They've had some good stuff here. I think people would like to see them just kind of pushing it out more to people that don't know about the games, don't know about Xbox Game Pass. I know from my experience, just talking to people, a lot of them still don't understand the entire value of Xbox Game Pass, just how crazy it is with all of the first party content in there, all of the perks you get with it. Things like getting EA Play included with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, as well as the whole cloud gaming stuff included. That stuff, I think they could do a far better job at just getting the word out there, because there's a lot of people that fully don't understand the insane value of Xbox Game Pass, and that would go back and fall on the Xbox marketing team. Now, it says here that Spencer says the Microsoft gaming leadership team has decided to place marketing closer to the business they support. And as a result of West's departure, games marketing will now sit inside the game content and studios division that's led by Matt Booty. And Xbox marketing, led by Chris Lee, will move to the Xbox org and report up to Xbox president Sarah Bond. So there's going to be some new players kind of controlling all of that now. Matt Booty and Chris Lee reporting up to president Sarah Bond. That's how that's all going to work out. And will we see some widespread changes in the whole marketing plans? Who knows? I mean, I feel like these marketing plans have set budgets, and these budgets are decided upon with the plans that use that budget well in advance. So for games coming out this fall from Xbox, they probably have already started and are kind of deciding on exactly what they are going to be doing to promoting that. So I don't know if we'll see a massive change there, but that is another Xbox executive that is leaving. And I don't think there was anything nefarious here. He probably just got like they said, he went to Roblox, probably liked that offer and went there to try something new. You see executives move around all the time. It isn't really anything that crazy, but we'll keep an eye on this because we'll see if there's any changes with the Xbox marketing going forward, and if fans seem to think that the marketing that Xbox is doing for their games gets better with these new people in place. All right, let's jump over here because we have Embracer, and they're doing what they've been doing, shutting studios and reorganizing and everything. Their reorganization was officially over. Now, so this is something that is above and beyond their whole reorg, when we had saw tons of games canceled, layoffs, and studios closed from the Embracer Group recently. But this is just another one. So this is Studio Pieces Interactive. They have shut down, And this was the studio that worked on the recent Alone in the Dark remake. And the game just did not do good enough for that studio to stay open. It says here, Pieces Interactive, the Embracer-owned studio behind the recent Alone in the Dark remake, has seemingly shut down. The studio shared an image on social media and its website that reads, Pieces Interactive, 2007 until 2024. Thank you for playing with us. And then one former employee appeared to confirm the closure on LinkedIn, saying, hello, everyone. Unfortunately, Pieces Interactive is closing down, so I'm looking for new opportunities. Pieces released over 10 titles on PC, console, and mobile, including Puzzlegeddon, Fret Nice, RoboSurf, and Kill 2 Collect. I don't really know any of those games, especially if they're mobile. I don't really play any mobile games. But the big game here that they had worked on and that came out was the release of Alone in the Dark, that remake. A lot of people were excited for the game, and it just did not make enough money. And basically that is why the studio is going to be shutting down. It says that in the latest fiscal report, Embracer claimed the Alone in the Dark failed to meet expectations and delivered a softer than expected performance. So this is a continuation of this year. And I wonder like how much this is going to affect these smaller studios when they're working on these games. They're putting millions and millions of dollars into it. And if they release it and it doesn't meet those expectations, how many of them actually get a second chance to make another game or to continue developing anything? And how many of them just are done now at this point in 2024? No more chances if the games don't meet expectations, studios close. And the big conglomerates, the big groups that own these smaller studios are out here now pretty much cutthroat to make sure that they can cut their costs and be profitable going forward. And one of those companies that's had layoffs has been EA. And there's always the question is, would CEOs and executives taking less pay, would that keep the studios that have been affected with these recent layoffs and shutdowns and cancellations, would that help these studios out? And logically you would think, well, if they could just funnel some of those millions of dollars back into those studios, then it would help them be able to continue to operate and stuff. And one of the reasons why people think this could be the case is because these executives get these massive paychecks. And we have this report here from or about EA that the CEO earned $25 million in the same year that the firm cut 700 jobs. It says in a recent financial report, all of the Electronic Arts cards were laid on the table, with special attention being paid to the compensation of the company's senior stakeholders in the fiscal year 2024. In a 12-month window, more than $60 million was paid out to the firm's most executive staff members, with the CEO Andrew Wilson securing a $25 million cut as the wider company laid off 5% of the global workforce and closed down studios. Earlier this year, we've talked about EA and their layoffs, but like I said, over almost 700 employees were made redundant as EA restructured, and they said aiming to focus more on their owned IP. And then at the same time, studios under the EA banner were closed down and some projects were canceled. In the previous fiscal year, some 800 EA employees lost their jobs. So this is always going to cause a huge discussion, going to cause outrage for a lot of people when you're seeing these executives take $25 million, $60 million overall, basically paid out to these people. Thinking could some of that money be used to funnel to save some of it. Now, of course, it's not going to save every studio. It's not going to save every game. It's not going to save every employee, but I'm sure it could alleviate some of the stressors on some of the people that got laid off there, some of the studios that got laid off, and some of the games that were canceled if they distributed those dollars. But this is the state of these businesses. That's the way that they operate. And I don't think that is going to change for a lot of these major companies like EA or Ubisoft or Xbox or PlayStation. It is what it is. At this point right now, games are still costing a lot more to make. They're still very expensive to develop over a long period of time. They have to hit a bunch of targets and a bunch of numbers. And if they don't right now, that leeway that we were seeing in previous years where there wasn't as much turmoil in the industry, where if a game didn't fully meet expectations, there would still be a chance to be able to go out and make something new, or maybe even make a sequel to improve upon it and have these games realize their full potential. That right now doesn't seem to be available for a lot of these studios. And this is why we are going to see a lot more safer bets for game releases, I think, over the next number of years. Now, one of the guys that was at Xbox previously and it basically was the face of Xbox, in my opinion. Everyone knew who Major Nelson was, Larry Herb, when he was there. He left Xbox a while ago and he was just going out and he was went Midwest Games. He worked there for a bit, I believe, as a consulting, and now he is actually going to be moving over here to Unity. So Larry Herb, aka Major Nelson, has his next job following his departure from Microsoft last year, where he was a public face for the Xbox brand, and he will be joining the Unity's community team, he announced on Monday. Says at Microsoft, he was, among other things, hosted the official Xbox podcast and posted about Xbox to his large following on X. And he has lists his new job title as the director of community. So good luck to him. I mean, like I said, from Xbox, when he was there, he was the face. I mean, you knew when you thought about Xbox, for me at least, as a marketing side of things, I always thought about Major Nelson. So hopefully he does some good stuff there at Unity, bringing them forward. I mean, there was the whole debacle with Unity with John Riccitiello, who stepped down, and them increasing their costs for people using the actual tools. So they need some good communication out there. They need to be able to try to get that reputation back. And I think Larry Herb did a great job at Xbox, and I'm sure he'll do a great job here at Unity. And speaking of PC launchers, Steam and Epic and everything, we have some news here for Lords of the Fallen. They are going to be creating a sequel coming to PC and other platforms as well, Xbox and PlayStation 5. But on PC, the main launcher is Steam, and we've seen games make deals with the Epic Game Store in the past, and those deals just kind of, I think, hurt the game itself, because they probably would have made more sales if they didn't make those exclusive launcher store deals and release their games on every launcher on PC. It looks like the sequel to Lords of the Fallen is going to be doing that, and it'll be very interesting to see if this hurts the game. But it says the game is planned to release on Series XS, PlayStation 5, and PC via the Epic Games Store. CI Games said it has signed a deal granting Epic the exclusive worldwide distribution rights on the PC platform for the entire product lifecycle. So this isn't a one-year time thing. This is, I guess, the only place you're ever going to be able to play Lords of the Fallen sequel on the PC platform is through the Epic Games Store. I honestly don't think this is a good idea. This kind of is just the same thing as we were seeing on the console side of things, where locking games to a singular console has not been paying off for these publishers and developers. Square Enix, one of those main publishers, coming out and just basically saying it. They're moving away from that type of strategy because it has not let their games meet their expectations. And I think if you're releasing a game on the PC, you should probably just not do those Epic Store deals. Just release it everywhere, because PC gamers are very finicky when it comes to the launchers. A lot of people are just not going to buy it because it isn't on Steam. And it makes sense. You want all your games really in one spot, and Steam has pretty much everything, except now it's not going to have this Lords of the Fallen sequel. Now, let's talk here about a new game that is coming out. So I think a lot of people will be excited for. And that is Saber Interactive's A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. They announced this. It's coming out to console and PC. It says here, featuring an original story inspired by Paramount Pictures, A Quiet Place film franchise, The Road Ahead is coming to Steam, PS5, and the Xbox Series X and S in 2024. This is the first-person single-player horror adventure game that is in development at Stormwind Games, the Italian independent studio behind the survival horror franchise Remothered and story-driven action RPG Batorio Lost Haven. So if you're a fan of horror games and you like the Remothered games, I've seen those games. I'm too much of a scaredy cat to play those. I can't do it. I probably won't end up playing this. Just sometimes I can't handle. As I'm getting older, handling these horror games is getting harder and harder for me. So, but if you like those games, this is another one to keep your eye out for. They don't give an official release date or anything like that, but it is coming in 2024, and I'm sure we'll see more about it upcoming soon. Now, with Square Enix, they are reportedly bringing Mistwalker's Fantasian to console. So if you've heard about this game, you've played it before, it's an Apple Arcade game. It's now going to be coming over to the consoles. This is according to the industry insider Nate DeHate, who has a track record of actually breaking some stuff. He's gotten stuff wrong, he's gotten stuff right. So I guess kind of take that with a grain of salt. But we are going to know about this sooner rather than later, because as of today, in a couple of hours, there is a Nintendo Direct at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this video releases at 8 a.m. If you watch it before that, just get ready for the Nintendo Direct. I'll be excited to watch that, and we'll talk about it in tomorrow's episode. And if you're watching this video after the Nintendo Direct went, well, there is a Nintendo Direct. You can go watch the recording if you haven't. But this game here is apparently going to be announced at this Nintendo Direct. Saying here that they said the game will be announced for the Switch during the Nintendo Direct presentation on Tuesday. It's part 1 of Fantasian, which was released on Apple Arcade in April 2021, with part 2 arriving 4 months later. And Fantasian saw Sakaguchi returning to the traditional turn-based RPG gameplay for the first time since 2007's Lost Odyssey for the Xbox 360. So sounds cool to me. Turn-based RPG from Square Enix. Fun games for me to play, so I'll keep my eye out and see what this game is all about. And then finally, a game that is coming out to Xbox Game Pass, Still Wakes the Deep, a horror game or a thriller style of game on a oil rig. The reviews are coming out. This one is coming to Game Pass, like I said, and it's gotten a pretty good review, sitting right now at a 79 on Metacritic, 77 on OpenCritic, but it's gotten some 9s. A 5 out of 5 by the gamer, 86, 8.5, 8, 7. So overall, this is looking like this is going to be a good game to check out on the Xbox Game Pass service if you do want to play it. But I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
We'll be right back.